record. And Rachel, I think you're starting us off today.
Yes, ma'am.
And I put the Google Doc into the chat if anybody would like to click on the link or copy and paste the link and open it up.
Okay, and so this is what it looks like when you get there. The title, as always, links to a slideshow, which basically has little videos to remind you of the different parts in case you forget. First thing, we're talking about screencasting platforms, because I know we've talked about a couple of them before, and then some of you guys asked for some others. So the first one we're going to go basic is Active Inspire, and the title right here, it has the download, and then there's like a little how-to. It's super duper easy. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is the icon that it looks like, and it opens up. And I know it has some really cool features, just like ClassFlow nowadays. So basically, if you go to Tools and then go to More Tools, there's Screen Recorder right here. You can choose if you want it to be a full screen recorder or just record a certain area. If so, you would just select the area and then go ahead and launch the recorder. And I'm not sure if it'll do it right now since I'm already using, I don't know. Usually it pops up right here, and there it is. Okay. So as long as it's solid red, it's not recording. If I go ahead and push it, I have to choose what I'm going to name it, and where I want to save it to before it'll allow me to record. And then I can go ahead and click it. You see how it's blinking blue and red? That means it's recording right now. So I can go ahead and stay in Active Inspire and present my lesson. I could do whatever. I could just minimize and go back to whatever I was doing. Or I could screen annotate, and then that way I would have the option to go ahead and write on whatever it is that I was presenting. And then as soon as I am done, I just go ahead and hit stop, and it goes ahead and saves it for me, and I'll be able to access it wherever I saved it. So that is that. I'm going to go ahead and back out of here. The next one is Loom, which is very similar to Screencastify, except for Screencastify has a Screencastify is only an extension, which I know that Andrea is going to talk about in just a moment. And if you were to choose browser, if you were to choose desktop and webcam, it's a rectangular webcam, whereas if I were to choose Loom, it's also an extension or a desktop download. You can see that this is the screen and the camera. I'm not using my camera right now. Usually if you choose not to, if I choose screen only, it'll be your avatar. Cam only, it will be just you. It'll look small until you go ahead and start. If I go ahead and start, you can see also that I can change my photo size. I want it to be huge or little. Or if I show my advanced options, I can go ahead and get rid of it or bring it back. If I just go ahead and click start recording, I will choose what I'm going to share, and then it'll do a quick countdown. And basically, as soon as I'm done, I just click stop sharing, and it'll open up in the Loom app. I can change my title. I can invite only certain people. I can add a password if I wanted to edit. It's simple. I can only trim whatever is red is going to be deleted. Again, it will even let me do this right now. Yeah. As soon as I'm done, yikes. Return to video. But anyways, trim is very simple. You can also add a call to action box, which is basically like in YouTube. So I could put a little button here or move it wherever I wanted to, and then have it say, click here to go to your assignment, and then link it to Google Classroom or whatever. I could also create a custom thumbnail if I wanted to. And then There's a couple other settings you could do. You could add those emoji reactions or take them off. Make sure it plays in the Loom branded player. You can also download it and then upload it to YouTube or Google Drive, et cetera, basically super easy. I'm also going to show you real quick the desktop mode. It's very similar. You do have the option for screen annotation. So if I were to go ahead and click start recording, again, it's going to be a quick countdown. And I will have little tools over here. So you see I can just click on the pen. I can go ahead and choose my color. I can go ahead and start writing. It does go away after a little bit. But basically that's it. And then when I'm done, I just go ahead and click the red button again. And I'm done again. It takes me right back to Loom. I have all those options again. Do you guys have any questions about either Active Inspire, screen recording, or Loom? I'm going to take that as a no. And I'm going to go ahead and let Andrea get started.
Okay. Okay, so mine is Screencastify. It is free, and when you download it from Chrome, it has the little button that is the arrow for Screencastify, or this is it, but it doesn't look the same color as in my toolbar. It gives you 5 minutes of unlimited, the free version. Your cropping, as put on here, it just goes at the beginning and the end. You can't crop within the middle. The Screencastify webinar is on here, but I'm gonna go ahead.
There is a question in the box that just is, what's the major difference between Loom and Screencastify? Did you see any, Rachel?
Yes, Loom Pro is free for teachers and students. So you can record for an unlimited amount of time. You can see that there's a 5-minute limit for Screencastify. Not that you're going to want to record hours at a time, but if you needed to, you could record for an unlimited amount of time, and you have an unlimited number of recordings that you can make. And again, it's free for your students, so if you want them to use it as well. Screencastify does have a limit. Basically, that between that and then the rectangle versus the circle, that's about it.
And also Screencastify usually saves the videos to your drive directly, right? Where Loom saves it in their platform?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with Google. And like Rachel said, they're so similar. Just Screencastify has their limits on what you're allowed to do. They have their 5-minute limit for the free version. So let me set up my microphone access real quick here, because I thought it was, but you have to allow all your microphones on this. You have to allow camera access on this. And of course, today we're running slow. Okay. It's going right back to Screencastify. Oh, nice. Kind of go ahead and go to record. And it is not letting me. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So again, you can do just your browser tab. You can do your desktop. You can do your webcam only. So your browser tab will let you have your webcam within it. Your desktop, just record your desktop. Your webcam, of course, is just you and your webcam. You have to make sure you enable your webcam and your microphone. For your desktop, if you want to annotate, you have to enable your drawing tools. It doesn't automatically do it. Notice at the top here, it does say 5-minute limit unless you upgrade. It'll give you more options. Your countdown is 3 seconds. You can also change that if you want, if you need more than 3 seconds to get ready. Allow here. Let's see what else. It disappeared again. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Your webcam only will just do your webcam again. You have your countdown options. You have to select your camera, and why it's not staying today, I don't know.
That's what happened to me when I had the Snap camera. So.
Okay, I don't feel so bad then. It's crazy. So again, it's just 5 minutes and 5 minutes only, and it will cut you off. You only have enough room to edit at the beginning and the end. You can't. It's either you're recording or you're not recording. It's notice my webcam's down here. It'll do my entire screen or just my application window. I'll let it see if it works. Okay.
You have to click on your screen.
There we go. Okay. I thought I clicked it, but obviously not. So there's my little countdown, and it begins recording. And it'll just, like I said, it'll just do the webcam here. And then, of course, in order to stop it, I'm going to have to go back up on my toolbar and hit the stop, or it says here, stop sharing. It's either you're on or you're off. It doesn't let you pause. It's you record or you're not recording. So let me get rid of this. So I'm going to go ahead and start recording on that one, and
You
I'm going to
lost your
bring up.
screen.
I see that. Hold on.
While she's trying to get it back, I'm going to let you know that that's another difference with Loom is you do have the option to pause. So if you know that you made a mistake, you might want to pause and then restart so you'll be able to trim out that section where you goofed up.
Okay, let me. Okay. Share. Okay. Sorry about that. So Screencast-O-Matic, it lets you do 15 minutes. For the free version, it lets you choose what area of the screen you want to record. There's an edit and trim where you pause it, you rewind it, and you continue to edit. So if you mess up, know that you're recording it. It gives you an opportunity to go back and fix your mistakes, especially if it's going to be like broadcasted somewhere. Again, Screencast-O-Matic, it'll open up in Google, or with your Google account, I should say.
I'm not sure if that will work with the free version. I know that the link in the title, if you click on that, it'll take you straight there. And I think you can automatically record without registering or anything.
Okay, let me see if it'll do it.
I know we have to do it differently because we pay for it. I think it's like $2 a month or something like that.
Yeah, what is it, 18 for the year or something?
It is definitely worth every penny that I pay for this application. And I don't know how much she's gonna show you, but I'm gonna show you the editor when she's done as far as what I do with mine. And it's amazing, but that is for, like I said, $18 for the year. And I can pretty much do whatever I want with my videos. And it houses all the videos inside of,
Okay. It's not coming up that way, Rachel. It's saying it doesn't exist. So I'm going to hit it this way. Now, you know, I had this thing downloaded before. When technology can go wrong, it does the day of the presentation. It's crazy.
So Cheryl, which is better, Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic? It depends. The free versions are very similar, as she's going to show you. I believe you can pause the Screencast-O-Matic, which she has up right now. But if you just pay $18 for the year, and like I said, that's probably pencils you buy in 3 weeks in your class, the options that you can do with the paid version are amazing and worth every penny for Screencast-O-Matic.
Definitely the best editing tools out there for the price.
I'm going to concur with that. So again, it's just like the others where you can just do the screen, the webcam, or both. Max time, it says there is none.
But that's because you have the paid version.
But I have the paid version. The free version is 15 minutes. Of course, you want to use their microphone, their audio. It gives you some preferences that I really never hit. I just let them go automatically. So if I want to do the screen, notice it'll let me pull the screen where I want it to go. So if I don't want the full screen, I can just grab this and let it pick this section I want to go, and it's in a rectangle. If I hit record, notice it does a countdown without the noise like the other ones do. It'll just go ahead and record whatever it is I'm doing. Let's see if it'll let me annotate. Yeah, you can annotate on it. Why it's skipping, I don't know. It's skipping from page to page. So you can annotate on it. You can pause it. If I want to run it back a little bit, I can run it back a little bit. Of course, it's not allowing me to do this today. This just is not working right today. Let's try it again. Okay. So again, let me throw it away if I didn't like that or if it wasn't working right. Let's try both and see if it'll do it that way. There it goes. Okay, so the record button is then lit nice and bright again. So I hit record, it'll count down, it'll show my screen, it'll show me in the corner. I'm kind of faded out there, but it'll show me in the screen. I have up to 15 minutes to present, to do what I need to do. And then it'll let me go ahead and pause it, decide if that's where I'm staying or not. Notice it says seek back to pause to resume the point. So I can click that if I need to back up. The forward button says seek forward for the next pause or resume your point. I can hit record again and just continue right where I left off. And I'm going to let Tiff, do you want to use my screen? I'm going to let you go ahead, Tiff, and show them how to edit then.
Yeah, that sounds good. I can go ahead and do that.
Any other questions on that?
No, I don't see any questions on that one.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing.
And just to let you know, it did work for me when you clicked on the title. It looks like that where it says start recording for free.
So this is what my account looks like. You can see that up here in the corner when I log in, it says my videos. So when I click on that my videos, it takes me to a page that have all the videos that I have edited on here. Now these are recordings that I have done on Screencast-O-Matic that I've decided to save there. Most of the editing that I do, I upload after I'm done directly to YouTube. I don't save it in the Screencast-O-Matic because I wouldn't need 2 copies in different places. But what's really nice is that I did this registration keys for some of the people that were doing it. I can share this video so it's not on YouTube, only with myself. And you can see I only shared it with 2 people that could see how to create the registration keys for those people that are Progress Book point of contacts. So if you, this is a place where you can house your videos that is not on YouTube and it's private and only yourself and who you share it with can see. Up here on the top, you can see I have that launch recorder. When I do that, like she said, it actually launches the recorder inside down here. You can see, and I get that little dot that she has all the way around. And then I have that pop-up box. I usually never do the both where it's me and the screen. I usually, when I'm doing a screen recording, only do myself. I also make sure when I'm screen recording, just so you guys know, I don't usually show my tabs at the top unless I want somebody to see that. So usually just it's my basic browser window that I want to share with people. So I also have this editing, which I'm going to tell you is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole program that I paid the $18 for. What's really good is that you can blur out just about any little thing that you would like to do. So you can see in here, I have all the videos that I had been working on. And I think this is a double copy of one of the ones that I uploaded. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to open this one up, and you can see I can immediately upload this to YouTube or upload this to Screencast-O-Matic, because when it creates your file, it saves it on your computer. So know that when you are recording in Screencast-O-Matic, it saves the file onto your computer. Just for reference, it's not automatically uploaded to Screencast-O-Matic or YouTube unless you request that.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you also have the option to save it to Google Drive. We also have a couple questions. Reggie says, I could see Screencast-O-Matic has an option to create a channel. How would that work with access to our students? And then Cheryl.
As long as you share, that channel would be with me. If you have a Chromebooks that you're sharing, I can make sure that your channel is open.
And then Cheryl wants to know, does it automatically save to Screencast-O-Matic?
It does not automatically save to Screencast-O-Matic. You have to hit that upload to Screencast-O-Matic. It automatically saves onto your computer. So when I open this, this is actually on my computer. That's why you saw back here in the back, these are the videos that I've uploaded to Screencast-O-Matic. These are the ones that are saved onto my computer. So all of these are in a folder on my computer. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, so I have this edit button down here in the bottom left-hand corner. That is probably my best friend. The audio that I choose to use, just so you know, is computer. You can add music, like Jason was showing. If you were on the iMovie, you can't add music. I'm not going to do that because that's not something I want to do. When I take a look at the bottom, you can see it is the whole 1 hour and 2 minutes of the screencast. I can actually hit this magnifying glass, and it goes for about 40 seconds at a time. You can also see, if you listened to Jason the other day, that I can see there's a big lag, and this is where somebody starts talking. So I could probably cut out the first 10 seconds of no one talking. But I'm going to show you, here are the tools. So with the tool that I want to do, I would choose to cut that. So if I would hit the play button, I can see, again, there's no talking going on. And where would I want this video to start? So that's where I would start. So all I would have to do, since I did that, is I could just drag this back. Come on. Oops. Oh, I hit that. I'm sorry. See, as I start to grab that red, I could go ahead and drag it as far as I want and then click OK. So now when it starts, that's all cut. Now, the other problem that I wouldn't want anybody to see is I wouldn't want them to see my email and all this information in here. So another option you have in this tools that you guys would probably love is blur. All I do is it's this little pop-up box. It will blur whatever you want on your screen. Come on. Okay, and then when I hit play, now I want to turn it off at that point, because now at that point, I would want you to see the agenda. So when I go back and I would play it from the beginning, okay, and if I wanted to make sure that those are exactly matched up, I can pull this back at the same time as I pull the play bar, and it will show you exactly what's on the screen. So see, that's my mail. I want it. Now I want it off. And I would just hit play. Once you're done, you just hit the done button. The other thing is you can have this little cursor on, and there's not a cursor on right now, so it's telling me it's not going to show. But once you have it on there, you can actually show, oops, I got to blur up. You can actually show the cursor really bright in your recording as you go on. So anywhere in here where you decide that you're going to need to blur something, and again, I can make this small so I can pick a point in the video. Come on. Come on. Play. It's telling me I'm using the main video. And nothing I'm tapping is working right now. See, you're not the only one, Andrea. It's actually not responding. But I can.
I don't feel so bad now.
What?
I don't feel so bad now.
But I can see, even I'm trying to close it, it won't even let me do that right now. But if you do close this, it automatically saves what you're doing. You can see right here at the top, it auto saves. Because I can tell you, I've been working with a lot of programs, and I've actually been on a recording where I was editing and my computer shut down, and it is an auto save. So this is a huge lifesaver, that as you take things out, it automatically saves. You also have an undo button. So if you decide that there's something that you wanted originally, you can actually take that out if you're in the editing mode. And I am not going to be able to do anything right now with this. So let me close it. Still didn't close. Come on, quit. Okay, moving on. Talk about having some tech issues. It is all over the place today. No response anywhere. I'm sorry, that's driving me crazy. Okie dokie. Well, I'm just going to go ahead out of that, and I'm going to go to the next one and give it a few minutes to do some loading. So the next thing on our agenda, does anybody have any questions on that? Because I know I was going over that pretty quick and then it froze up. No questions?
Not so far.
Okay. So I'm going to go over to the iPad, and I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to let you know what oops, I've got to stop sharing. There we go. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, because I had to turn the mic off on the iPad in order to not have that reverberation in the back. So if you want to start to screencast with your iPad, you can pull down on the top right-hand corner, sorry, and you can see if that is an option. Cancel. You can see if that's an option for you. You can see that I have that little recorder, and right now it's flashing because it automatically turns on when you have your Zoom. So in order to have that as an option, I want to go into my settings button, which is at the bottom of my screen. You see I have this control center that's right here underneath general, and you can customize your controls. One of the controls you can see I have on at the top is the screen recording. Okay, and then any of these options at the bottom you can have on also. So if you wanted to have that scan QR code, I would just hit the plus, and this will allow you to have different tools inside your control center, which is that top right hand swipe down. So once you pull down the top right, you can see that records button is there. I can't hit end right now because I'll shut you guys off. I would hit that and there would be a countdown. One of the suggestions I get if you are going to do a screen recording is to make sure that you have your items open in the background. So if you were going to talk to your students about this, I would actually have it open already and not worried about having it load into your iPad while you're trying to have a conversation with your students. So any tabs that you would want, I would say you would want to open them previously to doing a screen recording. So again, so if you wanted, you could just go in, you could hit double tap, and then you could go back and forth into the applications that you wanted to use, and it would be quick and seamless. Because sometimes waiting for everything to load takes way too long. But screen recording on an iPad is extremely simple. You just touch it and it records your voice as you automatically go along. I can tell you, I don't know if it's gonna let me, it won't let me. I can't show you the options right now because we're doing on Zoom, but the first time it opens, it will ask you to use your mic and your camera. You need to say yes. You can turn them off at a later time with your options at the top, but that would be after this session. I can't do it while we're in. And I know that there is a short video out there that's in the slideshow where you can view these options. So does anybody have a question on the ease of recording on an iPad? That would definitely be a place where you would want to start giving directions for an application, maybe something new that you would want to do with them.
Reggie wants to know, what are the edit tools for iPad recording?
So anything that you're doing for the iPad recording, you would want to drop it into iMovie and edit it there. Or you could probably upload it into Screencast-O-Matic because it's just a video file and you could edit it in there. So there are no editing tools actually in the recorder itself. It's whatever apps you have on your iPad. So I'm hoping that that makes sense. Do we have any other questions about an iPad? iPad is basically for recording only. Your editing tools would have to be located someplace else.
That's the same. I'm sorry. That's the same for Active Inspire. Yes. It's recording only.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you my favorite program, which everybody knows this if you've been on any of these, is Flipgrid, and how much I absolutely love Flipgrid. So it's just so easy to use for a teacher and a student that the feedback that you can get is amazing. And I mean, if they have kindergartners that are able to do this, and we've done it with second grade before we even went out, and they love it, it is just, it's amazing. I would suggest that you use it as often as you would like. So I'm just going to go into one of my practice You can see my practice sessions, and there's all kinds of stuff in here. Recently, Flipgrid added screencasting into one of their options for you and your students. So if I wanted to go ahead and have a new one on put Flipgrid screen recording, and then you can add whatever information you want, and you have your little record a video here, which again, this was where teachers were giving directions. You now have these 3 dots, and you can do the screen recording. Love, love, love. So when you hit start screen recording, it will let you choose. Do you just want to do your browser? Do you want to do your entire screen with your desktop? Do you just want to do one of the tabs I have open, so that I can choose to just screen record this page instead of allowing them to see all of my tabs I have open across the top? So there are some options here. So I'm just going to hit share, because it's on the screen that I have right now. And then whatever tab that I had open, it is going to be recording this screen that I have up. And then you could have conversations with them, doing whatever you want. When I'm done, I would hit pause. You can see that you can resume again if you wanted. So if you got somewhere where you needed to pause and restart, you can do that. I can stop the recording. It lets you view the recording. You can put little notes in your recording, which I love because you could do that before. I can add more to the recording, and then when I'm ready, I just hit next and add your selfie. Again, there's no editing tools that I've seen with this except that pause button. So
actually, you can trim at the beginning and the end only.
Yeah, but I mean, really, you can't, if you mess up, unless you pause, you can't blur anything out. You can't, there's just a little trimming in the front and the end, which is like, isn't that Screencastify? It's just the front and the end.
Cheryl would like to know what's the maximum time. It's 10 minutes, Cheryl.
Yeah, I think that was on it's on here. Yeah, it says 10-minute right there. And like she said, very, very limited options for the editing. That's why, again, but this would be something that you would want to do short. You would not want to do a long screen recording if you want your students sending you a video back. So if this is something that you're, this is something that you wanted your students to do, you wouldn't want to do more than 10 minutes of directions before they sent you a video back. If you did 10 minutes, there's no way they would remember what you said in the beginning of your video for your directions. So you can share this, which is great. Look straight to remind. You can share to classroom. You can copy this, and then it will go right to your students. And then when it shows up for them, they get that green button at the bottom, and they can start. So I think I can go. And I'm going to share this in the chat, because I know you all want to try to screencast, and we're going to see how that goes for you. And I believe that I have this one set up where you have to log in with your YCSD or your, yeah, or else you can't get in. Oh. Let me go and change that real quick. I thought this was my YCSD. It does say school email.
But you only have the student email.
Yeah, I see that. See how I can edit right here? It's great. So I can add more domains right here and update my grid. There we go. So you guys should be able to get in and just try to record your screen, and let's see what that looks like for you if you would like. But that is a very, very easy platform to use, and you get such amazing work. I mean, even if you wanted your students to screencast their work and explain it to you, that would be amazing. and getting that feedback from them, like, why did you put that in there? Explain this to me, instead of them trying to type you an answer. So they could also go ahead and try to screencast a project for you. Anything they have out there, as long as it's under 10 minutes. Again, the editing they're going to be able to do is very, very limited. So do we have any questions on that? No, and I'm excited because my screen recording finally decided to close. So you can see that, and you can see that the blur, just going back to it, is still there. Everything that I did automatically saved on there and is there. It's a good thing. Did anybody have any questions about Screencast-O-Matic? And I can see when I go into, one of the things I love is what tools that I have in there. And again, I told you, maybe I wanted to leave that beginning in. I can go ahead and remove it. So as long as this is saved on my computer, I always have the full recording, even though I've edited on top of the recording. And maybe I didn't want anybody to see the students' names, so I would blur out this area. I do love Screencast-O-Matic. I can't tell you how much I love it. YouTube is nice, the editing tools, but it's so much easier in Screencast-O-Matic, and then with one touch, you just upload it. I can't even explain to you my love for this program.
And we're not saying that you have to buy it. It all depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you're just trying to do a quick little like directions, then you might use something different than definitely for Flipgrid. I mean, that would make sense for students.
Yes.
To share their thought process.
Yes.
Reggie wants to know, can you show your face while recording the screen too?
For Screencast-O-Matic or for Flipgrid? Because in Screencast-O-Matic, you absolutely can. I usually choose not to. Because it asks you.
Screencast-O-Matic.
Yeah, it asks you when you open the recorder, when you launch it, it asks you those options that what do you want to record? And you're going to see it's going to pop up. And I'll have three choices at the top. I can record my screen, I can record my face, or I can do both. So those are your options on here. But I do have to tell you, I can tell you in the settings, you can have a countdown, which I love because I like to know where everything is. You can also choose where your control bar is. Mine is on the bottom left. You can move that to the top. It's just where I like to have it. Yes.
If you're pointing something out, we can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Reggie wants to know, can you turn it on and off during recording? I think she means showing your face.
1 second. I have never tried that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Can you see that now? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So when I hit both, I don't think it's an option to turn it off. I've never tried it. I'm just going to be completely honest, but I don't think that would be possible, because it's not like in my webcam, I don't have an option unless I would cover the actual screen myself. If that makes sense. I can use my Snap camera. We know how much I like that. At least it says I can. I'm not sure it's going to allow me because I'm already using my camera for Zoom, so I can't overtake it one with the other. Some students do like to see the teacher's face, but again, that would probably, you probably wouldn't want to use Screencast-O-Matic then if you wanted your face in the bottom. Maybe you would use Loom. If you just wanted an icon, if you didn't want to actually, you didn't want a talking head in the bottom corner and you just wanted an icon, that may be something that you would use maybe Loom for. Again, all of these can be saved and put into Screencast-O-Matic and edited if that's something that you wanted to do. But you want to think about which platform you want to use for what you are creating. So like with the things that I would do on Flipgrid, I would probably not put in Screencast-O-Matic because those would be certain assignments that I'm giving to certain students. Any questions?
Reggie says she's thinking ahead. Some students like to see the teacher's face, etc., trying to find out what would be best for phonics teaching.
Oh, for phonics teaching, where you're actually showing your mouth, they'd want to see your mouth and how you say the letters. I know that that's why one of the teachers uses the Flipgrid for her lessons, and she talks about diagraphs and saying them. I would assume that you would want something with the webcam on. So, I mean, you would want to record with the webcam on, especially when you're talking about sounds and little kids and how they say them with their mouth.
And I know in Loom, you can move a little circle with your face. Like I said, you could make it bigger. You could move it to different areas of the screen if you wanted to.
That's why we were giving you all these choices today, so you can kind of find the one that you like and what fits your need to use. Are there any other questions that we can help you guys with today?
Reggie says, will all of these be district approved? And Heather says, this was great. Thanks.
These are all free platforms, which you can use to screencast. However you decide to record yourself, that's your preference. You're not, I don't want to say you're not, this is not like a student issue where you're asking them to record themselves or anything like that. This is a teacher preference and what kind of platform that you would like to make your teaching better for remote learning.
Reggie says, do students have to have a Flipgrid app on their iPads?
They do, and it is already pushed out. It's already on the iPads, and some of them it's going to be in the self-service, so they'd have to add it with self-service for the newer ones. It's not automatically there, but you can go into self-service, and it is an option to put it on your iPad.
Heather says, is it on Chromebooks?
Flipgrid is web-based, so they just go ahead to the website and it automatically opens, and is one of the platforms that will allow the camera to open because we have it blocked. So it will only open with certain platforms, and Flipgrid is one of them.
Do you want to mention the QR codes and how you can share those with parents, etc.?
The flip codes that you can, where you can get, I'm sorry, where's my QR code? It should be, let me go back, share, and here's the QR code. So if you wanted, you could download this QR code or paste it somewhere, and people could use that to record also. Is that the point that you wanted me to make sure?
Actually, for student recordings, like for example, for parent-teacher conferences, like how you had talked about before.
Yeah, so once they do a recording, if you would want the parent to see it, you actually have a couple options. You can open it up for everybody to see as long as they log into the class, or if you have them saved private, they could just scan the QR code. I don't know if I have any in here that I want to show. I'll have to blur them out if I do. Oh, here's my new teacher. So I have 30 videos in here, and see how these are actually hidden. I could actually share those and print them out if I didn't want the rest of the class to see. If they're not hidden, you also have these print QR codes at the top, which will do the whole class at one time. So now I can see every student's name on there, and you can print these out and put them outside your room. People can scan them and see the video for this particular person.
And you can see how it says Flipgrid AR. So if you put it on top of a student project, it's like the kid is floating on top of whatever it is.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Gail asks, in Active Studio, where does your voice recording or screen recording save other than in the flip chart? And can you download it to your computer and use it elsewhere? For the screen recording in Active Inspire, you actually choose where you want to save it before you're allowed to record. So I just saved it to my desktop. So it's already on your computer, and then you can use it wherever you would like.
Bye, Heather. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to copy this link. Paste it into the chat for you guys to do the survey. And we appreciate you stopping in, and we just hope that you take a look at some of these platforms and decide what's best for you in your situation. Gail, you should have the means to do the screen recording. You might have to update your software. Sometimes when you go to open it up, it'll say, do you want to update? And a lot of people just hit no. Just make sure you hit yes. Thanks,
Okay,
Greg.
thanks, because I've tried, but I haven't been able to. But I'll do that when we get back to.
So you haven't been able to update your Active Inspire?
No, I pushed the no button like you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go ahead and give that a try when I get back.
Yeah, I guarantee you, you probably need to update your software, because I'm going to tell you, I was like you. Every time it came up, I pushed no, because then I just had all kinds of problems with it. But you might need to do that to have the screencasting on your as part of your software.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Well, thank you guys for coming. And tomorrow is Google Drawings, which I'm extremely excited about. So we hope to see you then.